Welcome to the Mind vs. Action journey, where every week I will share experiences, thoughts, and ideas on how you can go from thoughts in your mind to actually taking actions. Life is not formed by just what is in our mind, but by actually taking action on what is in our mind. It is not enough to simply hope, think, and wish. We must take action. Suffering is a choice. Happiness is a choice. There is this notion that many people have that suffering is just part of life and that therefore it should just be expected as the air we breathe in every second of our lives. I believe that suffering is a choice. I believe that the only thing we should expect are obstacles, especially if we are truly going after what we want in life or pursuing greatness in whatever we already have. But for me, the journey is what makes it all worthwhile, and suffering really becomes a state of mind, a choice. Suffering is defined as the state of undergoing pain, distress, or hardship. By definition, we can see that most of the things that happen to us daily are not a reason to suffer or to live under a stressful life on an ongoing basis. Most events that happen to us in life are micro in general, and if we dealt with each one individually, we would be able to take them as they come. The problem we have as human is that we bundle all of our issues into one and blow them out of proportion. Even though most problems we encounter are often not related to each other, we find a way to relate them to make ourselves miserable. If you learn, or rather train your mind to take everything and every event that happens to you daily as they come and as singular events, you will live a much more joyful life. By this, I mean, if you start your morning by waking up late, deal with it. You are late. Now simply hurry. If next you realize that you forgot to put gas, deal with it. But do not group it together with you not waking up on time, as they are both not related and are singular events. Same thing goes with major life events, such as losing a job and at the same time losing a loved one. Both major tragic events, but again, unrelated, and grouping them together and deeming your life miserable because of this is simply not the way to go if you are trying to better your situation. Truly, though, most of the things that you deal with on a daily basis are not life altering problems. You might make it yourself and you might believe it that they are. And because of that, slowly your life is impacted at the macro level and you end up impacting everything you do in your life, but negatively. You can't expect to live a happy life when inside of your mind you are miserable. And the filter that you use is the same one, because that will cause for you to ingest everything in a negative aspect every single day of your life. I have met dozens of folks and read about dozens of others that have truly gone through terrible tragedies, and even then, they still decided to cling onto life and be happy, because in the end, they were still alive. They decided to learn from the tragedy or make something out of that tragedy that moved them forward. They realized that no matter how bad something is or was, if we are still breathing, we still have it better than the person that is no longer breathing. We still have life. With that realization, they decided to fight for life, to not take it for granted. I often wonder if, as humans, we are just naturally neurologically wired to be miserable, and that this was maybe a survival instinct we needed thousands of years ago, and we simply never evolved from it. But then again, there are many people, me and myself included, that are always happy, no matter what. And so, this is why I truly believe that happiness and suffering, sadness, are a choice. They are truly a state of mind. We all, at an individual level, must choose to be happy and to decide to always be happy, or at the very least, find a reason to. We always have one. I have always lived my life with a simple rule, or mind algorithm as I like to call it, that quickly does its thing in my mind. And it goes like this: can you change it? Can you impact it? If the answer is no, I move on and I let it go. I don't even think about it a bit after I make the conscious choice to let it be and let it go. If the answer is yes to one of the questions, then I immediately go searching on the how. I don't get stuck on the why it happened, as for me, it already happened. It does not matter why it did. It did already, and now the most rational thing to do is to seek solutions and learn from it, if it is a learning moment because it was a mistake I made. I believe that the easiest ways to live life happy is to live it from a standpoint of gratitude, to be grateful every day for the things we all have, whatever they are. I often joke that sometimes what some of us call problems, others will call blessings. Even when something terrible happens, or we don't get that, or we don't get what we want, there is still always something we have to be grateful for. If you can't think of something, then think and take it to life in general and how you came to be. That alone is something to be grateful for. The odds of you being born as you are about 1 in 1 trillion. Yes, trillion. If that is not something to be grateful for every day, I don't know what else there is. We are miracles walking each and every day. Heck, second, if you want to be happy, live from a standpoint of gratitude. Life truly changes when you do. Try it. You will learn that it is impossible to be miserable when you make the decision to always seek things to be grateful for. It is simply is not possible to be miserable if you choose gratitude for one of the ingredients of your blueprint for daily living. Count your blessings. We all have them. Shift your focus to the good in your life. Life is lived completely different when you do. Please subscribe to my blog, podcast, or YouTube channel to get notifications when my weekly entry is posted. I promise I will never disappoint. Thank you, and until next time, I challenge you to own your thoughts, actions, process, results, and ultimately your life story. Most importantly, I challenge you to go from thoughts in your mind to taking actual actions on those thoughts, as nothing happens until actions are taken.